Alice, you know the DJ? Well, she's moping around because she lost something important.
Cause any trouble, and I'll drag you straight to luck. Out on my face. If you're wondering what that smell is, it's neon.
Clover McKenna at your service. Again. Look, you can tell Mr. Okadibo that I'm doing everything I can. Blood from a stone, if you'll pardon the expression. Oh my lord. You aren't here about Mr. Okadibo's debt to Kelkor. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Let me start over. My name's Clover McKenna, but you can call me Chloe. Sorry for me outburst. You're absolutely right. I was very unprofessional. This mess with Mr. Okadibo over at the Neon Mining League has really thrown me off my game. Normally, yes, but in this case, Mr. Okadibo has put me in a real bind. Mr. Okadibo owes a substantial debt to Kelkor. I've given him more than enough time to try and come up with the money, but my father's patience is running out. Frankly, I don't know how much longer I can stall. You'd be willing to help out? That's awfully kind of you. No, you've got it all wrong. Saburo, Mr. Okadibo, he's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, especially in this city. He really needs help, but he's too proud to accept any money from me. Maybe he'd listen to someone like you? That is a rather personal question, and I would prefer we kept things professional, if you don't mind. Oh, that'd be splendid. Just amazing. If you can get his debt off my conscience, I'd be grateful. It's been on my mind so much I've been keeping a diary. And don't worry about payment. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. McKenna always keeps that promise. Tough city. You watch yourself out there. What do you want to do for the break later?
I don't know, but I gotta get out of here. It's been non-stop interruptions since this morning, and I'm not spending another break at my desk listening to Cody eat with his mouth open.
One of those days, huh?
More like one of those months. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to Terrabrew right now.
Yeah? I'll go with you. You can pick up an extra for
Stay out of trouble, or we'll have a problem.
If you'll excuse me, I have a deadline to meet.
Can't talk. I've got a deadline coming up.
I'm not sure if those were
This report isn't bad, but you're going to need more supporting evidence. Imogene's a stickler for details.
That's what I was afraid.
Well, look who survived their first assignment. How'd it go? Anything to report?
I know what you mean, but that's your missing piece right there.
All right, I'll get
Not a single setback. Huh. I knew you were going to be perfect for this job. If you recall, setback mean a lot of things for a lot of people. Payoffs, cover stories, cleanup crews. You get my drift. The cleaner your work, the more intact your payments stay. I'm sure you understand. Exactly. In the meantime, I'll make sure that Slate is properly disposed of. So, now that we know you're capable of handling some light cyber mischief, let's try your hand at a little framing. One of our subsidiaries, Arboron, is currently competing for a contract against Laredo. Now, the buyer likes to keep their associations clean, and will be sending a representative to Laredo in Aquila City for an evaluation. We just need you to visit their office first and accidentally leave behind some incriminating evidence against their company. We want a clean and careful job. Obviously, we don't want any bad press at this point, or we could lose the deal. I don't want to hear any news about bounties or bodies coming out of Aquila City. The inspection will be similar to an audit. These things are usually pretty thorough. Filing cabinets, desks. I trust you can be smart about it. That's the motivational mentality our executives love to hear. Here's the slate we need you to plant. It holds confidential files that'll cast the perfect negative light on our friends at Laredo. Now, get going.
Space. Please hold your current speed and heading while we scan you for contraband. And that's it. Enjoy that Aquila sea air.
That's not a problem. And you're springing for new reactor? Still on manufacturing warranty.
Hold it. By order of Marshal Daniel Blake, I need to inform you we've got some trouble at Gal Bank. Folks might be in danger, so you may want to steer clear. Well, all I know is there was an attempted bank robbery and things went sideways. You'd have to ask the Marshal if you want the whole story. If you think you might be able to help out, you could talk to the Marshal. Truth is, last I heard, things weren't going so good.
You stay where I can see you, Marshal. Everyone stays in front of the building. You got me? If you make a move toward a building, a hostage dies.
You planning to tell me your demand? At some point.
You find someone we can trust, and maybe we will.
Like who?
Not you, not one of your rangers, and not these city guards, neither.
I heard Mr. Wright's gonna be looking for an apprentice.
So we had to clean up the graffiti in the range again. Why don't we just close it down? It's not like it gets much use.
I need some place to put the prototype.
Kiel is one of the oldest cities in the settled systems.
But you know stretched trash will come back and worse.
Let them. A few beer bottles and graffiti is the least.
If you need help, Miss Lance is just downstairs.
run into some trouble. Word to the wise. You don't want to be scared.
I was hoping you'd show up soon. Is it done? Don't get too comfortable. Those who do usually don't last long in this field. Now, I think it's time to examine a different set of skills. Good. This next assignment could be a little more flexible than the others. Your next assignment is to find a security chief and use some creative thinking to obtain their security keycard. And when I say creative, I don't mean with a weapon. Either look the part and be persuasive, or be quick with your hands. Good luck. I'm sure you'll be able to get that keycard without incident. Just remember, if anything does happen, it's up to you to bail yourself out.
Head of Paradiso Security. I apologize for coming over this emergency channel, but we are in need of assistance concerning the large ship in orbit, and we value discretion in this matter. If you are willing and able, please see me as soon as possible at the main security office in Paradiso. Over and out.
Greetings, Captain.
Don't worry about us. We're just here to keep the peace.
No major incidents in a while. Let's hope it stays that way.
Welcome to Paradiso. Jiro Tsukiyama at your service. Do you have a security concern, or is there something else I can help you with? Neither. We're our own private force. The Paradiso group pays top dollar for top-notch security. And I dare say we're some of the best in the business. We have to be out here on the fringes of the settled systems. Ah, yes, of course. I'm glad you came. As you can imagine, we're in a bit of a predicament. Under normal circumstances, we would not enlist outside help in this manner. But this is a matter we can't afford to worry our guests about. As such, we need to handle this discreetly. Failure on your part to do so could have severe consequences. So, before we proceed, can you swear not to discuss this with anyone else unless explicitly directed to do so? Great. I appreciate it. Not too long ago, a strange and enormous ship appeared in Parima space. It is now locked in orbit around our planet. So far, it doesn't seem to be hostile, but any attempts to communicate with it have been in vain, so we're unsure of the ship's intentions. Can't say for sure. Looks worn, but not cobbled together like a Crimson Fleet junker. Others have been saying it's some new Varun design, a gigantic battleship with hidden armaments preparing for assault, but that doesn't check out either. There's also been talk about non-human sentient life. The comms data we received might support that, but humanity's spread far and wide and no one's ever encountered anything like that. Still, first contact. Could you imagine? Not quite. It took some time, but we received a transmission. It was all, pardon the phrasing, it sounded almost alien, like nothing anyone's heard before. Clicks, distorted groans, buzzing, really disturbing sounds. Now, one of our engineers says it could just be some busted comm equipment or incompatible signals, but we're not sure. So far, no one's disembarked from the ship. Landing craft, nothing. We don't have staff or ships to spare, otherwise we'd dock with it and attempt to board. It bears no discernible markings or allegiances to any manufacturers we're aware of. I'm hoping that doesn't mean we're dealing with some sort of new deep space threat. It is. Whatever's going on, we need to approach this with care. First, see if you have more luck communicating with them. If not, you may have to try boarding. Whatever you do, it's important to remember to seek diplomacy with who or whatever's on board. As soon as you have any more information, report to Oliver Campbell. He's the CEO of Paradiso. All formal decisions will need to go through him, and he'll have your pay. Good luck.
Think we'd be a prime target for pirates, but they know to stay away for the most part.
Mr. Tofik, I am aware that this is your 8th visit to our resort. Your repeat patronage is much appreciated. Is there any assistance I may offer today?
It may be paradise, but that doesn't mean we don't run into trouble from time to time.
Hey there.
You sure you belong here? No loitering. Now move it. I've got my eye on you.
Enjoy your stay, knowing you're in our capable hands.
It's my pleasure to make sure our guests are happy.
Hope you're having a pleasant day. Hello, welcome to Hotel Paradiso. You may continue inside to the main desk if you need to check in for your... Let me know if I can answer any questions you may have. Enjoy your stay at Paradiso.
You lost? You don't look like you belong here.
I'm fairly new here, so sorry in advance if I screw something up. Yet another nice day in Paradiso. They're all nice days, I guess.
It's an issue.
By Vectera, by Vectera, by Vectera! I can't believe it! Is it you? Is it really, really you? Captain of the frontier, bane of the fleet, constellation's shining star of stars. Oh, don't be so modest. It was all over SSNN. Lone miner tames the Crimson Fleet, saves a member of Constellation, and steals the hearts of millions, no, trillions. And now you're standing here next to me? Oh, it really is you, right? Then the day is truly blessed, because for a moment, I wasn't sure if you were real or just another hallucination. But now that I know it's you, what are the odds? And to think, I almost went for coffee instead. But I changed my routine for one day, and here you are. It's almost like it was meant to be. Fantastic! I think that makes us roommates. By rule, we pretty much have to be best friends. Either way, it's such an honor to meet you. Hey, do you mind if I follow you around? Do you need a sidekick? What am I saying? You're a hero, of course you do. Lead the way. Good point. I'll start working on it right away, as soon as I learn how to sew. Until then, maybe I can be a sidekick in training. Do you have an academy where fans can practice groveling at your feet? If not, I can start one. You won't be disappointed.
You're only as safe as your equipment out there. Welcome to Outland. We deal in only the finest. All of our products come highly recommended. And while I've never... As I've said, I wouldn't sell anything that hasn't been recommended by frequent travelers. And of course, if they're frequent, that means their equipment is working. Yes, by all means, have a look. Be careful out there.
I heard that you're so fast, you can run around a planet.
Can we run through it one more time?
nice hat.
Definitely better than the last in this.
I thought the actress was amazing.
She turned him down.
Looms on scattered farms throughout the Freestar Climate.
Be careful if you run into those ecliptic jerks. They can fly around.
Please let me know. You won't find a larger array of options in all the settled systems, I guarantee you. You'll find that I have most everything on offer. Your patronage is appreciated.
Don't worry about us. We're just here to keep.
Paradiso Security's only for your safety.
Don't even think about trying anything. You need help with something? Yeah, right. Is this some kind of joke? Still, I'm not handing over this card without good reason, so start talking. I thought I made myself clear. I'm not giving you my card. I'm not really that busy. I think I can wait you out. Maybe I can make an exception. I'll see who gets tired of this first. Security key cards aren't for the general public. I don't care what your circumstances are. Sure would be nice to get paid to do nothing.
I'm here to help if you need it.
We try to stay out of the guest way, but we are always here if needed.
Don't you have a job to get back to? We've got some of the best private security in the STARFIELD systems. Enjoy your stay, knowing you're in our...
please. Let the concierge know if you need anything.
Excuse me, you can't just waltz in there. Do you have an appointment? Ah, well, I suppose you should get on that first then. The sea levels are in a meeting right now, so it wouldn't be good to disturb them until you're prepared to meet with them. But if you have any other questions in the meantime, I'm glad to help. I hope I was able to help.
I'm telling you.
It's beautiful out there, isn't it?
No major incidents in a while.
Between you and me, that ship is the most exciting. Stay out of trouble.
Your safety is our #1 priority.
Captain, greetings.
Stay alert. Remain calm. There's no reason to suspect whatever it is hostile. You're human. Oh, pardon my ignorance. We just didn't expect to find people out here. We didn't think anyone else left Earth before us.
Perhaps we should greet our guests.
Of course. Manners. I'm Captain Diane Brackenridge. This is Security Officer Bomani Reader. And this is Dr. Mabuti da Costa, one of our elders.
A pleasure to meet you.
You've come aboard the Earth colony ship, Constant. Generations ago, we set forth from the planet Earth with the mission of colonizing a new habitable world in the spirit of our ancestors nearly a millennium ago. I see. As you may have presumed, we're in a bit of a bind. Our ship has finally completed its near 200-year journey from Earth, only to find our new home seemingly colonized by, well, we don't know. Communications haven't been successful, so your arrival is fortuitous. Perhaps you'd be willing to act as a middle person between ourselves and the others. Well, the short answer is, we didn't. It's a generation ship, which is to say that most of us lived long, happy lives on board and passed our mission down to our children. It was never intended that the original crew would make it to our destination. The goal was always the preservation of the human race above all else. Though, it would seem that was perhaps a bit presumptuous. Of course, we know that now. Human or not, we were still unable to communicate our intentions. As soon as we discovered them, we fully expected negotiations would be necessary. Now then, please follow me. There's much to discuss first. We'll speak more on the matter once we reach the bridge. Dr. DaCosta, you may return to your quarters if you wish.
Thank you, Captain.
I will follow you to the bridge, ma'am, for security purposes.
I do not believe we have need to fear our guest, but I'll allow it if you insist. Welcome to the Earth colony ship Constant. In the early 2100s, my ancestor, Rupert Brackenridge, researched a number of scientific scenarios: climate change, asteroid impact, nuclear war, global pandemic, and more. Each scenario showed the likelihood of an extinction-level event to be within 50 years. He fully believed Earth was destined to be rendered uninhabitable. We've always assumed that's what happened. So, he gathered the best and brightest he could find, built the Constant, and set a course for this planet here. We were told that it was the largest, most advanced ship ever constructed on Earth at the time. If you can believe, entire generations have been born, lived, and died on this ship. It really goes to show that there are no limits to human ingenuity and perseverance.
Never seen a ship like yours before. But then again, I haven't seen any ships before.
Just stay out of trouble.
So, here we are. Let's talk. We didn't believe anyone would be out here, but I'm glad for it. Well, as I mentioned, we've been unsuccessful in communications with anyone up until you arrived, though not for lack of trying. But since you're asking, maybe you'd be willing to be a sort of diplomat between us and them as we attempt to resolve our situation. Does that sound agreeable to you? We suspect that our equipment is woefully obsolete compared to whatever you all have now. In all honesty, we never expected to need to communicate with anyone, so our comms aren't particularly robust. That limits our options. We even attempted communicating with lights and sounds, something we saw in an old movie, but I don't believe they picked up on it. If anything, it may have inadvertently alarmed them. Ah, so they have a name. Paradiso. And it sounds promising they sent you here to speak with us. You see, we intended to settle here, but we assumed that they intend to defend their claim given their presence here. We'd like you to go speak to them on our behalf and help us negotiate a solution, preferably one that favors us. Based on the data our ancestors had when they launched this endeavor, it was determined that this was the perfect planet for us. Even if we had another viable candidate planet, we lack the resources to get there. And as you know, it took us 200 years to get here. Our people have no desire to go back to drifting the stars so their children's children can possibly settle on an inferior planet. Yes, yes, of course. But we need to start from a firm position and state our goal. If need be, we can compromise, work out a mutually beneficial deal or some such, but initially I'd like you to be firm with them and convince them to leave the planet to us. Let me know how they respond, and we'll go from there. We thought about it, but it simply won't do. I need to think about the distant future of our people. Sure, our first settlement may be small, but our predecessors dreamt of our new civilization spreading across the globe. That will be difficult if someone else plans to do the same. While we're not completely closed to the idea of sharing, it's much easier if we have complete domain over this world. I'm serious. We have a rightful claim to this land, and I intend to fight for it. But as you're currently our only hope, perhaps you'll honor my request and give it your all, for the sake of some very weary travelers who have come a very long way to be here. Thank you.
Now we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on. We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason. The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
Just because our equipment's old, doesn't mean it won't work to take down trouble.
I can't tell you how many times I've had to
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship. Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down
Yes, you're intellectual.
People joke, say there was a room zone. Does your supervisor know you're hanging around here?
Yes?
If the Paradiso board is busy in a meeting, you can always count on me to relay your message. I see you've returned. I can let you in if you've done what you need to do. But if not, I can't have you disturbing the execs. Sure. Have fun in the shark tank. And don't worry, even they call it that.
No major incidents.
I
in a
just
while.
feel that we should be focusing on the natural beauty of this planet, not our amenities.
I didn't realize Kiwi was letting people in here. I am. And you must be the diplomat Jiro told me about. Welcome, welcome. Normally I'd offer you an all-inclusive stay at our resort before we spoke. But given the circumstances, I'm going to cut to the chase. We've got our friend, you like that? The marketing team came up with it. The thought is, if we can't get rid of them, it might actually attract more tourism. Come see the aliens! We run a premier resort getaway here. We can't have our guests concocting stories about some budgy old ship hanging around up there. As it is, we've had to reroute our luxury liners round the other side of the planet on entry so no one sees it. It's bad for business. We need to nip this in the bud and take care of it before the tourists catch on and cause a scene. Ah, we're being direct then. Good on you. So, what do you know about this dodgy ship I'm hearing all about? I'd say you're full of it and might have been watching too many movies. Well, that's something. Shame we can't just tell them kindly to bugger off. Something tells me that's not going to work. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me some proposals, people. I need something to work with here.
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here, temporarily, but it'll cost them. Quite a bit, too. They'd need to work off all their debts before being allowed to leave.
Maybe not. What if we help them get out of here? Outfit their ship with a grav drive so they can find a new home. We could even lend our engineers to help and give their captain an updated star map. What do you think?
Sounds costly. We can't absorb that cost, and it's unlikely they even have compatible currency, let alone enough for the transaction. Someone else would have to foot the bill.
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. Anyway, Seema's got the right idea. Either works for me. Just tell me what you want to do. We own this planet, they don't. Here at Paradiso, we don't like leaving things to chance. Who knows what these people will do with their land? Imagine the landscaping disasters they may come up with, and how that might mar the satellite imagery of the planet in our brochures. No, much better to assimilate them into our culture if they come here to live, rather than leave it to chance. Absurd or not, that's our official stance. I make the decisions that are best for our entire group. You don't. And which proposal will you be taking to the good captain? I assume there's a captain? They'd be hard-pressed to defend their claim in any courts. Our charter goes back years. It was registered with both the UC and Freestar Collective, per the Centaurus Proclamation. We may be outside the sealed systems, but that charter is official as can be. I'm sorry, but you're going to need to be the one to break the news to them that they need to... Ah, good on you. You want to see a man named Benny St. James over at... He's the best in the business, if anyone. We'll coordinate our engineer. Right. On behalf of the Paradise...
There are
heard about us
millions
elsewhere,
of planets
chances
out there.
are
People can go to any
it's
one
because
of
of
them.
me.
The resort facilities are precisely what we bring to the table. Heck, it's the only thing we've really got to offer.
I don't want to risk us coming off as just another artificial, shady, tragic...
You heard of the Elios Retreat? Supposed to be some new age healing center for reforming criminals or whatever. Going up in Ixel too.
Can I tell you something? I wasn't always this perfect. Enhance can help you too. Why, hello, darling. Welcome to Enhance. We can make you thinner, larger, or perhaps I can... We simply book 2 sessions for you for a greatly reduced price. Many Paradiso guests come to get away from their normal lives, and often. So, they will change their appearance. Take care of your beautiful self.
Can't wait for my shift to be over.
Yet another nice day in paradise.
Hey, what can I do? Need some work done? I'm sure you can find some.
Enjoy us. You think we'd be a prime target for pirates?
Your safety is our #1 priority.
Good luck handling this situation. Glad I'm sure whatever you work out with Oliver will be fine. Stay safe.
It may be paradise, but that doesn't mean we don't run into trouble from time to time.
Good luck handling this situation. Honestly, it's not as exciting as you might think. More often than not, we're just heck, even pirates leave us alone for the most part. I think it's because some of them actually vacation here. As long... See you around.
I don't know what your deal is hanging around here, but I want you... Don't think I'm not watching. Stick around much longer and I'll have you arrested for loitering. I don't know what your deal is. Stick around much longer and I'll have you arrested for loitering. Hold it right there! Behind something!
I can't believe I get to stay.
Back among the stars. As a heavenly celestial, it must feel good for you to see.
I heard you'd exercised that creative license, only not the way I'd hoped. Got that key card for me? Now we're talking. Not bad for a novice. Well, except for your little incident, that'll cost you. Incident aside, I think you're ready to kick things up a notch, and your timing couldn't be better. Good. It's time for a change of pace. This next assignment requires a bit more discretion for two reasons. First, you'll be dealing with high-level executives, and second, you'll be in the Astro Lounge here in Neon. If you haven't already heard the name Benjamin Bayou, you'd better get familiar. The man runs Neon and has ties to anything significant here, including Rayusian. The trade tower is his baby, and the Astro Lounge is the heart and soul. You do anything to scar that and make a scene, I guarantee it'll come back to haunt us. The assignment is pretty easy. Our techs failed to uncover a potential deal between Infinity Ltd and Quantum Synergies. Your job is to make sure that deal fails. Infinity Ltd is one of our aspiring competitors. They have products in several similar fields, ships and neuroamps being the exception. Quantum Synergies specializes in ship operating software. We don't consider them a major competitor since their product line is so narrow. If the two are meeting to work out a contract, that tells us Infinity must be looking to get into the ship business. And we'd like to delay that, if we can. That's what we're hoping for. You'll be speaking with Quantum Synergy's Executive Director, Zola Adisa, and their Financial Manager, Arthur Cruz. I'll be giving you a dossier on both. I strongly suggest you read them for talking points. Exactly. Those lines are most likely to sway Zola and Arthur away from Infinity, not to mention give them a gentle nudge in our direction. The Infinity Ltd rep is Nina Hart. I'll also be giving you an altered version of her presentation to swap out with the original. We've changed several figures, just enough to cause sufficient confusion throughout their meeting. If it's not on her person, it will be in the suite she has reserved. Suites are patrolled, so she'll believe it's secure. If you can't manage to get her room key or deal with the door itself, try Boone Morgan, the manager. Boone appreciates credits, if you know what I mean. Exactly. And that incompetence will be enough for them to further question this deal. Finally, I recommend dressing appropriately, so I've taken the liberty of having a suit made for you. We need absolute discretion on this one. I don't want any SSNN broadcasts about murder in the Astral Lounge. Got it? I bet you are. Just remember to keep a low profile. Don't let the Astral Lounge distract you too much.